All right, that was Donald Trump reacting to Democrats' plan to meet President Obama on Capitol Hill this week as a last-ditched effort to save Obamacare. But are they putting political legacies ahead of patients? Here to react, conservative talk show host Dr.Gina Loudon. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Abby. Good to be with you.
Good to see you this morning. So let's talk about that. Where does this go from here? Because when it comes to Obamacare, that is the thing that President Obama is hoping will carry on into his legacy.
Yeah, let's not let a little thing like an election get in the way of our agenda, right? You know, if my background's in psychology, Abby, and if I could sit across the couch from Obama, I would ask him, which is the truth, Mr. President? Is it that your agenda and Obamacare were on the ballot, as you said they were on the ballot before we went to vote this year? Or is it that you should continue to push through something that the American people clearly rejected in November? Because he can't talk out of both sides of his mouth. At least he can't continue to. The American people didn't buy it, and that's why they voted against Obamacare, against Obama and his agenda in November. And so they need to just kind of swallow this bitter pill, I think.
No, you make that great point. I mean, I traveled to diners across the country leading up to this election. I got to say, so many small business owners that I talked to, they said we cannot survive. We can't go forward with Obamacare as it stands today. There have got to be changes. And for most of them, they said that is the reason they were voting this time around. Or Democrats, for example, changing their vote for the first time to a Republican. They say we can't do this anymore.
Exactly. We're going to have to be very prepared, though, and President-elect Trump and his entire administration are going to need to be very prepared, because make no mistake, this meeting that Obama held is a marketing meeting. It was all about, I know that they were talking about how to play the Republicans the way they played them in the past, by saying they don't care about the elderly, they don't care about the young, right? We know, we've heard this all before. They don't care about women. These are the arguments they're going to make, and the establishment is very used to falling for it. You know, when you start calling somebody like Lindsey Graham a racist, you know, he's going to fall for that stuff, because this is what Republicans are used to doing. But there is a new sheriff in town, and so hopefully they'll be very prepared for the kinds of attacks, the marketing attacks, along with the media, who we know loves to collude with them on all of this. They'll be coming at them on this, and the American people need to be ready to stand up to this PR campaign, as do the Congress and, of course, the president-elect.
Well, as we've heard from Mr. Trump on the campaign trail, often talking about repealing Obamacare. Since then, we've heard a little bit of a tweak on there. He's got a task ahead, as you were mentioning. I mean, you think about our healthcare system, about a fifth of our GDP. Arguably one of the most challenging things we are going to face moving forward as a country. He's going to have to figure out how to get this right and make sure that people are left with nothing. It's going to be tough.
It is going to be tough, but let's not forget the states can handle this really well. This really isn't the purview of the federal government, and I think we've kind of forgotten that through the whole experience of Obamacare. But my husband is a former state senator, and in my home state of Missouri, I live in California now, but in my home state of Missouri, where he was a senator, they completely reformed health care in that state and gave it the portability, and people didn't have to worry about having a pre-existing condition and that kind of thing. So some of these things can be handled better on a more local level, and some of those things President Trump, I'm sure, is aware of.
I think that's a great point. All right, Dr. Gina Loudon, good to see you this morning.
Good to see you this morning. Happy New Year again.
Happy New Year. All right, coming up as